Finally, the news we've all been waiting for. We can finally crack on with the season ahead and start moving on from the managerial situation and start to look and drive forward to what we're going to do next with this team. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I really did not want Ten Hag to get sacked. I was one of the ones that was saying, at least give him till Christmas. In hindsight, it's hard to think about the past when you're so much in the middle of it in the season. But when the season ended, in hindsight, when you think back, you think, I think things could have been a lot different for Eric this season if injuries hadn't played such a vital role in the season gone. And thankfully, Ineos has, I believe, made the right decision, because they could have went and done the same old crap that the Glazers have done over the years. When players throw the manager under the bus, they would usually just sack the manager, then bring in someone else, and then that gives the players another lifeline, and they probably would have another great season next year. And then the year after, they'd throw that manager under the bus again. Now, it's different. Those players must be cracking their jokes, because it's on now. Now that he's not going anywhere, the players were so sure that he was gone. A lot of fans were so sure that he was gone, but he's not gone. He's here to stay, and that has to put the fear into a lot of those players' minds. And I think a lot of players that thought that they were going to be safe for another season are going to get the chop. I think a lot of players that came out maybe spoke a little bit too prematurely. I think Luke Shaw could be out of there based off of certain interviews that I watched about him, giving out about medical staff and stuff like that. But anyway, let's not get into that. The main factor today is Manchester United, as of last night, have made a decision finally to stick with Eric Ten Hag. And I'm not angry with that decision. There's no one else out there. Anyone that is out there has failed at the clubs that they were managing. Poch had a catastrophic season at Chelsea, and I know you say, well, towards the end of the season it was quite positive, but look, at large parts of last season was catastrophic, and he had a full team of players that he picked. So therefore, don't want him. He can go. Also, he hasn't really done much anyway. What he got Spurs to a Champions League final. To be honest with you, Lucas Moura should be the Manchester United manager if that's the case, because he was the one that got Spurs to a Champions League final, and he didn't even get played in the final until the last 10 minutes. So it goes to show you how stubborn Pochettino is. And at Manchester United, you can't really be a stubborn manager, as we saw from last season. Hopefully, Ten Hag has learned that, and he's going to push on from it. Who else was out there? Tuchel. I actually don't mind Tuchel. Yeah, he got knocked out of the Champions League, and he did make a lot of changes very prematurely. He took out his whole attack and made it completely defensive, which you can't really do against Real Madrid, because, as you know and as I know, it's their competition. They run the Champions League. It's their game. So they know exactly how to win it and when to press at the right times to get over the line and get that win. So therefore, Tuchel, I was kind of him and hawing about, but still, I don't think he would be a better manager in England than Ten Hag. I think the two of them are kind of equal in England, kind of statistically. So if it's not going to be a drastic change, when I mean drastic, I mean like a Zidane or someone of that elite level, then we may as well just stick with what we have. At the end of the day, he won us 2 trophies in 2 seasons, which is more than Arteta has done. I mean, what have Arsenal got to show for the last 8 years, fucking a participation certificate, a second place, fucking medal. You know, like there's nothing. They didn't really do anything. Yeah, they challenged City right up until the final day, but I mean, they didn't get the trophy. And at the end of the day, what Arteta done was actually sacrilege. He shouldn't have put uh, he put every other trophy ahead of the domestic trophies, ahead of the FA Cup, ahead of the Carabao Cup. He got knocked out of them early. Look at his record in the FA Cup: third round, fourth round, third round, fourth round. It's an absolute disgrace, and I think English fans of Arsenal shouldn't be happy with the fact that he's shown so much disrespect towards those trophies. Our manager didn't. He took them very seriously. In his first season, he took the Carabao Cup seriously, walked away with that. His second season, he took the FA Cup seriously, walked away with that. And don't forget, not only did he win the Carabao Cup last season, he also came runners up in the FA Cup. He got to an FA Cup final. You know, all these things has to add up. He used all of the resources that he could attain. Okay, when Arsenal decided, look at this is all we want Europe and we want Premier League, and they dashed everything else, but they have nothing to show for it. Zero. Like, no one's gonna, in 20 years' time, nobody's gonna remember in 2024 when Arsenal came second, but they are gonna remember when Manchester United beat the Premier League champions in the FA Cup final, and that's what football is all about. Other managers on that list would have been De Zerbi, which I don't know what the big fuss is about. What the fuck has he done? What he managed Brighton and what he got them higher than they've ever been. Yeah, because the expectation is on the ground when you're the manager of Brighton. Like, anything above fifth or anything above sixth as a Brighton manager is like winning the Premier League. So yeah, all great there. But what about this fantastic structure that Brighton have? Our structure is in the mud, has been in the mud for the last 10, 15 years. And we still managed to walk away with two trophies. So I don't want to hear any of this structure talk anymore. And you know, we need to get a structure like Brighton. Yeah, they have a decent structure. What the fuck have they done with it? They've done nothing with it. So for that reason, I'm happy that De Zerbi's not in the job. Thomas Frank, don't even let me start about him. Like, again, like De Zerbi, standards on the ground. Anything higher than the championship is good for Brentford. So fair play to them on that. Good luck to them. But Thomas Frank, wouldn't want him on the sideline as a Manchester United manager. As I said already, if it was going to be anyone, it would have to be like a Zidane or anyone on that elite level. But come here, it's not the 2000s anymore where we had hundreds of managers to pick from. The managerial line out there at the job centre is very, very thin at the moment. It's very, very thin. And the ones that are in the line, you wouldn't hire, you know. The world of managerial candidates out there, it's so bad. It's so bad, as a matter of fact, that Vincent Kompany relegated Burnley. Okay, this is a manager that relegated Burnley. He brought them up to the Premier League, but he barely won a game with them last year. And I think any games that he did win were against promoted teams. And he immediately relegated them. And because he did that, guess what happened? He got rewarded with the Bayern Munich job. Now, how was someone that relegated Burnley last season getting a Bayern Munich job? That goes to show you how much in the toilet that line is for managerial candidates out there. So, Ineos, you made the right decision, at least until Christmas. If things don't seem to change till Christmas if we don't get any financial backing, if we don't sell the right players and bring in the right players this year. That's when I'll start the turn. But right now, you made the right decision. We can crack on, get on with the season, and hopefully bring in more silverware next year. Thank you for watching.